In this video today, guys, we are going to be talking about one of the greatest signs you need to look out for before you marry a man. If you see that this individual is someone who cannot take constructive feedback, he cannot listen to authority, he cannot even take on board the opinion of others if it goes against his opinion, especially if those others are people who he claims to be able to have some say so in his life, like his pastor, like his closest friends, like his family. You need to pay close attention to that, because in this episode, guys, we saw, thankfully, Chris's pastor and a friend. The pastor thankfully was talking sense, saying, no, you are immature. You don't know anything about commitment. When your pastor is telling you information that is good for your life, that is correction because of what you're doing, and your reaction is to take out your phone and just be doing all sorts of manner of foolishness, or it's I'm done with this conversation is kind of over. Literally, this guy was just unhappy that he wasn't getting the praise and the support and the, I get why you want to run back to your ex-fiance. When you see how people treat their family, their friends, their pastor in that kind of disrespect and disregard, that is telling you a lot about the individual. Because if they can do that to people who they consider to love, their family, their friends, their pastor, people they regard, they know, they've built some trust, some love, what's going to happen when you try to correct your husband or wife? One of the other big no-nos, if you pick up on narcissistic trait vibes from an individual before you marry, you need to pause, pray, stop, and think. And you need to actually probably seek some wise counsel, and you need to have some further conversations. Now, again, you don't need to take anything that you hear here on my channel. It's just my opinion that I share on my YouTube channel. I would advise you get a journal and you write down the things you think you're seeing, the things you are experiencing with that individual, and you start to actually keep a log so that your mind, every time you think you're experiencing something that is almost giving you that narcissistic trait vibe feel, you now start to see, okay, actually, on this date, this happened, and on this date, this happened. Because sometimes when you're going through this dating experience, or you're in a relationship with someone and there's just these things happening, we keep it up here. But what happens up here is it all gets a bit jumbledy, and then you start to make sense of it and rationalize it or justify it, and it all gets a bit blurry. The best thing you can do to help you make sense of what you think you're experiencing is keep a note. And what you'll start to see is, if you start to see a tally of incidences where this one I was blamed for something that he actually did, or this time I was gaslit and made to think like, I'm going mad, and what I'm seeing or experiencing isn't my reality, or maybe this time he went into a rage and broke the glass or shouted at me, whatever they've done. The minute you start to see more than one, pay attention, don't let it slide, have a conversation, pause, take some wise counsel, go and get some outside advice, because what can happen quite quickly is they become so common, so frequent, and you get so used to this kind of behavior that now you start to think it's pretty normal. Oh, that's just what they're like. Oh, yeah, just ignore him, he's all right. And that's what I kind of saw play out between the conversation that Paige was having with Mercedes, which is Chris's ex-fiance. You see this kind of woman to woman, they were literally like, yeah, that's him. He gets like that. Like, you can see he just has a sulk, has a funk, gets in an attitude. If he isn't getting things his way, he goes and I was just like, look at that. This is patterns of behavior that sometimes we're so okay with generally accepting emotional abuse, and we don't give it the same attention that we might give to physical or sexual abuse. But it is all damaging. It's all abuse. This is just advice for all of us to take on board if you're not yet married and maybe that is your desire. So guys, make sure you check out our new merch. We've got healthy relationships only mugs. Come and support our community. This is a great reminder, guys, that you want to be moving in the direction of healthy relationships. Anyway, ladies, so if there's anything in your relationship that even resonates, then you do need to think about paying close attention to what it is you're experiencing. And even thinking about you and your partner maybe getting some counseling, whether that's individual or together, to really actually unpick that more and think about your safety and think about your psychological well-being. Make sure you hit that like button and the subscribe and the bell so you never miss another video each and every time I upload. Take care, guys, and God bless. Bye.